Okay, enough about this program. Let's talk about variables. Now, a variable is something that makes a computer program very useful. So what is a variable actually? Well, a variable is a place in memory. Think of it like a box, if you will, that you can store something in. So it's like a box and you store like a coin in. Um, And the computer allows you to have hundreds of thousands or even thousands or even millions of these boxes, and each containing their own pieces of information. So what we do with our variable, that's what is called in Java, that box is called a variable. And what we can do is we can assign the type of information that we want to put into the boxes, and we can also give it a name. So why would we want to use these variables? Well, the reason that we want to use them is because they make a program really useful. If, let's say, for example, if there was a computer program that you want to create that helped calculate someone's current age based on his date, then of course you need to enter in their birthday, and the computer will need to store that somewhere so it could then calculate how old that person was. Without the ability to store something, the computer won't be able to process anything, and the programs you create will be very, very basic and not really useful. So a variable is used for that purpose, to store information. Now, as we move forward with the course, we'll be talking about lots of different types of data. But we're going to start off with a really basic one that's included in Java, and it's called the int, which is short for integer. So an integer in math terms is a whole number without any decimal points. And it's the same thing in Java. So what we need to do, if we want to use variables, we need to define what is called the data type. Then we need to assign a name to it. And optionally, we need to also define a value to it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go to the end of the line and press enter. So if we just click in here and press enter, now we can write our code in here. So IntelliJ already has like typed in something that we know that this is the area where your code needs to be. And now I'm going to assign a new variable, and I'm going to type int, all in lowercase. This is very important, guys. You need to type it in lowercase. You can't type it like this. So like I'm said, I will assign a new variable. So I'm going to type in int in lowercase, and I'll call it my first number. And now if you want to assign a variable to a data, you need to type in this to assign it. So now we can just put any number you would like. So in this case, I'm typing the number 8, and this is very important, because if you don't do this, the program will not run. You need to end this number with a semicolon. Then once you do that, Java knows that everything on that line is something that it needs to process and figure out what you mean. So the first part of that line, and I'll just make a bit more space in here. So the first part here is the int. That's what's called the data type. So we're telling Java, please assign a box or an area in memory, to be more precise, that will be able to store an integer. This is an integer, and we've put in this box number 8. And then by using the equal signs and a number on the end, what I'm doing is I'm saying I want you to assign the value of 5 to it. Now, the good thing about a variable is that because of its very nature, it can be changed. So we can assign a number to it, and then we can assign another number to it down the track, and we can continually change it every time again. So now if I just go here and hit the enter button and type in system out print, you will notice that IntelliJ will not recognize something in here. So system is like in red, and you'll see that it's like it's baggled right now. It doesn't know what's happening right now because it doesn't understand this type of language. Why? Simply because we missed this this capital S. So that's the reason why I'm insisting on it. It's very important to type in the letters in their own nature. So when you need to type it in lower cases, like the integer in here, you need to type the variable in lower cases. But once you type in the system out print, this method, it's actually called a method, you need to start the system with a capital S. So system out print and with these parentheses, or like an abbreviation, if you're using IntelliJ, you just have to type in south and hit the tab button, and it will type in it for you. So it's very simple. So that's it for this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below, and I will answer them as soon as possible. And I see you in the next one.